Hello, NYWC fanites. I am the administrator of the NYWC message board, Robert Lottie. Sideshow was a great way for NYWC to kick off 2016 as it was the final stop on the road to Psycho Circus XIV. The show begins with one of the 10-man tag team matches that was advertised as Stockade, King Mega, Apollyon, Boo Sullivan, and Bam Sullivan took on the team of Premier Athlete Anthony Nese, JT Kaysen, Milk Chocolate, and the mystery partner who turned out to be Masada. A great 10-man tag to kick off the show, which saw Stockade, King Mega, Apollyon, Boo Sullivan, and Bam Sullivan victorious over Anthony Nese, JT Kaysen, Milk Chocolate, and Masada. Up next was singles competition as Rad Brad Benson, or is it just Rad Brad now, defeated Ricky Richards. Just as Rad Brad was about to go through the curtain, he was once again victimized by Otto Von Knox, Tito Navaja, and Yassine the Persian Machine, collectively known as the Non Grata. Those three gentlemen then entered the ring and decided to attack Richards, and claiming that someone was given a second chance, and they said they don't get a second chance themselves. And eventually the three men left the ring. Up next, we saw fella twin Eddie McQueen defeat Angelo Andrews. I take it Rick Cataldo didn't show up since Andrews and Justin Ventura were supposed to face them in a tag match, and Justin was in Angelo's corner for the match. Up next, we saw women's action as Willow Nightingale defeated Brooke Danielle with Sammy Pickles as the referee, which was a return bout from Tour de Circus. After the match ended, Starlet Killer and Starlet Champion Aria Cadenza comes out. She and Willow get into it, where Nightingale gets the better end of the stick, and Cadenza was on the receiving end. Willow asked for the microphone, and she says she's tired of being patient, and said that she'll become the Starlet Champion at the Psycho Circus. Next, it was time for the Kill 'Em All Gauntlet matchup, as Chainsaw Joe Gacy was set to face all the A-listers. Out comes J-Red, and I apologize, I don't know. J-Red introduced the guy as his protege, and Gacy made mincemeat out of this poor kid with a powerbomb, and then he went on to defeat J-Red. Then Ian Aldwin was next, and he was put down by Chainsaw. And then Ultimo Maya, I think he was next. He gets put down. It appeared he had won the gauntlet match. But then J-Red, his protege, Aldwin, they come back out. And then Maya's out there too, surrounding the ring. But then all of a sudden, Indestructible Joey Tell hits the ring, and he piped Aldwin and left through the crowd. And then, I forgot which ring announcer said there was one more A-lister left to face, as Absolute Alvin drags PJ Stackpole out to the ring, and Gacy basically made short work of the A-lister's manager. As a result, Chainsaw Joe Gacy ran the gauntlet in succession, and as a result of his victory, there will be no A-listers at ringside when Gacy challenges Absolute Alvin for the Fusion Championship at Psycho Circus 14 on Saturday night, February 27th. At that point, they went to intermission, and they began to sell tickets for Psycho Circus 14. And yes, folks, I did get mine. More on that in a little bit. Up next was a six-way suicidal match, which saw Nikos Sozio defeat elite athlete Mike Rolando with the lovely Miss New York Anna Teresa, the King of New York, EC Negro, Juba, who I believe used to sit in the crowd in the early days of NYWC at the defunct Deer Park Community Center, Jimmy Lloyd or Floyd, I apologize if I got his name wrong, and I also apologize to the sixth man in this matchup because I did not get his name. However, Nico Sozio was victorious. Up next, we saw the only title match of the night as Flawless and Lawless defeated Nation of Intoxication's Connor Claxton and Danny Havoc to retain the Tag Team Championship. Up next, Tony Mama Luke was set to face Tyler Murphy one-on-one. As Mama Luke was coming to the ring with CJ Bambino, Murphy made a beeline for Mama Luke, and other referees had to pull them apart. Eventually, Bambino and Chrissy Rivera were both banned from ringside banished from ringside for this matchup. And eventually out came Little Guido, had come out, as did Bambino. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, man. Bambino came out, as did Little Guido. And eventually, after all the chaos, I think Bambino had some brass knucks. He was going to nail Chrissy, but Tyler stopped him. He got his hands on the brass knucks, and he put some kind of armbar submission on Bambino. Tyler and Chrissy got the microphone, and Tyler says, you know, you got your family. Well, guess what? How about this? At Psycho Circus, the three of you face the two of us and my brother Jigsaw, who has been to NYWC many times in the past. So that's pretty much going to be a great matchup coming. Then it was main event time at the NYWC Sportatorium as the Big O, the Man of Steel Mike Verna, Talon, Jesse Vane, and Anthony Lacerra, the collectively known as the O-Team, took on Stockade's hand-picked opponents, Absolute Alvin, Mouse, TJ Marconi, Aiden Bale, and DJ Hyde. A very good matchup which saw Big O's pin DJ Hyde to get the win for the O-Team. And after the match was over, the entire O-Team was having their fun with Mouse. Eventually, Stockade and his team for Psycho Circus come out, and O pressed Mouse over his head and threw him down, and I think King Mega was the only one left, and Stockade had the microphone. I forgot what he told O. And, you know, of course, there couldn't be any physical contact, or there'd be consequences going into Psycho Circus, and there was no physical contact at Sideshow between both teams, and the show came to an end. All right, personal notes time. It was great seeing James McGrady, Lewis, who's now training at NYWC. Donnie, welcome back. Welcome back, Charlie and Josh, who I hadn't seen in forever. Great seeing Greg and Sarah, Oliver and Chris, Joey. Who else can I remember? Other fans I remember seeing there. Steven Scogan, I know, was there. Shane, John, Forge. JT Kaysen. I did like that Kaysen .316 t-shirt where on the back it reads, I just outdrank your ass. I'd really like to get my hands on one of those. Well, we've got quite a number of memorable wow, we do have some memorable quotes, folks. Get out of the way, Kojak. Somebody in the crowd to Crusher Dugan during the first 10-man tag team match. Stop holding hands! Lady in the crowd during Rad Brad and match with Ricky Richards. Robert Lottie, do you have your Psycho Circus ticket yet? Jason Linnick when he noticed me at intermission and I showed it to him. This is for you, Robert Lottie! Tyler Murphy during his match with Tony Mama Luke. I think he was going for a suicide dive of some sort. I'm gonna eat you, you little shit! Man of Steel Mike Verna to Mouse during the main event. As stated earlier, NYWC presents their mother of all the shows of the year, the biggest one of the year, Psycho Circus 14, Saturday night, February 27th. Already announced, the Big O, Mike Verna, Talon, Jesse Vane, Anthony Lacerra, the O-Team do battle with Stockade, King Mega, Apollyon, Boo Sullivan, and Bam Sullivan, where the NYWC Championship will be on the line, and of course, all hell is going to break loose in that matchup. In other action, Chainsaw Joe Gacy will challenge Absolute Alvin for the Fusion Championship with no A-listers at ringside. Starlet Killer Aria Cadenza defends the Starlet Championship against Willow Nightingale. Milk Chocolate take on the returning Beaver Boys. In 6-person match, tag team action, Little Guido, Tony Mama Luke, and CJ Bambino, the FBI, take on Chrissy Rivera, Tyler Murphy, and Jigsaw. Okay. Would like to see a tag match pitting probably 2 members of the Non Grata against Rad Brad and a partner. I don't know who he can get. I would definitely like to see some more Suicidal 6-way matches at the shows. Maybe even a Suicidal 6-way championship. I think that'd be a pretty a cool idea. I don't know if it would happen. I wonder what took so long to open the doors. It was, what, 6:30? Pop a little after that they finally opened up? I mean, you know, not everybody's going to put up with that, folks. I'm sorry. Ugh. Definitely a great show. I was glad to be back. My first show since Draw the Line in November. Dang it, who else did I see? I can't remember who else I can't remember seeing there, but I sure hope many make the Psycho Circus on Saturday, February 27th. And in case anybody's wondering, yes, there will be a Psycho Circus 14 roll call and prediction video. And I've already got the song ready for that one, and that'll probably be up like a week before Psycho Circus takes place. So I think that will do it from here, and never forget, NYWC rules.